how can you not be a hater? A lot of people want to know how to deal with haters, and I made a video for that already, a link to which can be found in the description. Also, this topic is like a matter of an entire mindset shift, almost, and I really only covered up one major idea in that shift in this video. So there's definitely got to be a part 2 in the future. But it's more rare for someone to say, at least publicly, shit man, I'm hating on this person. I gotta stop. But I don't even know how. So in this video, I'm gonna explain some things that have massively affected me during my journey so far. Now, for me at least, the thing about hating is every single time I catch myself doing it, and I look down deep enough, I realize that it all seems to come from some sense of envy, some sense of jealousy. And transmuting jealousy into a more positive emotion or set of emotions is a lot easier than it seems. It doesn't require meditation. This method works for me. I haven't tried meditation, but I'm sure it can certainly complement the out of this method. It does require some form of conscious thought, regardless, which again is easier than it seems. This method is all a matter of evaluating yourself. And evaluating yourself is really just a matter of asking questions, right? What could it be other than that? Asking YouTube questions? I guess we'll find out. I swear this is like magic. You will freak out at yourself for not having tried it before. Whether you're hating on someone, get in the habit of catching yourself in the act. Like, ha! I got you. You're hating on someone, aren't you? And ask yourself a question about it. Why questions are probably the best to start with, or close to it. A lot of why questions are super powerful. Like, why am I hating on this guy? The first thing a lot of haters will say is something other than the guy's results. They'll just hide behind that. I very, very rarely hear someone say, ever, I hate how he gets those results and I don't. People don't like doing that. It requires a lot of emotional courage up front, and I think that's okay. But even if you know about him in the first place, it's probably because people are talking about him, regardless of what they're saying and how they feel. And studies have shown that the deepest human desire is the desire to feel important. This craving for attention, especially positive attention. So he probably has something you already want and don't have. And if that's true, it's like you're willing to admit all those other things but not that. And again, I'm not trying to call anyone out. Like, I've done this. But here's a good question. Are you willing to admit that? And this is important because to a lot of people, again, even myself, it can be embarrassing. And the most embarrassing things, if you think about it, are the hardest ones to admit to yourself, let alone other people. Now let's go a little bit deeper. Let's get more specific. Why does it bother me that this guy is getting this girl? Now, saying something to yourself like, he doesn't deserve her, I deserve her. Here's a question for that answer. How factual is that? How do you know that? What if she just prefers that type of guy? If so, why? What do you even know about this girl? Not even just the girl, but what do you know about her preferences? What turns her on? What turns her off? What she likes to do in her free time? Like, even if you don't know these things, I don't blame you because that'd be kind of creepy, in my opinion. But what does it even mean to deserve a girl? Like, what is she? Some kind of fucking first place medal? Because if you want the girl and he's got the girl, he's probably doing something in your eyes that's right. And what can you learn about that? What can you learn from people you hate? It's like the first thing to do is to admit that you're jealous. Why is that? Because they're getting something that you want but you're not getting. Why is that? Because they're willing to do something that you're not. But why is that? Honestly, I can't even say the answer to that. I think that's very dependent on the individual. To this point, I'm under the impression that all these other answers are correct for everybody, with a couple exceptions, sure, but when it comes to the reason they're doing something and you're not, I feel like that's a matter of ethics, values, pride, a sense of self, and a lot of other things that are just kind of different for everyone. But if that's the case, do you think it's possible to take your eyes off that girl or that money or that fan base and look for a more like-minded one with a more similar set of ethics and values? If you do that, do you think that everything would kind of just fall into place on its own? Maybe, if you think about it, but you gotta think about it. You gotta be aware. You gotta start and continue to evaluate yourself and ask yourself questions, or you just might stay in the habit of immediately going into a state of jealousy, bitter denial, and change your mind when it's almost too late to approach this whole thing with the same energy. The second best time is now, even if the best time was in the past. And if you look at all the other best times, I don't know about you, but when I looked at mine, I don't think they looked very promising. And honestly, getting in the habit of writing these things down too is insanely effective. I know it's this corny thing to walk around with a fucking journal and be that kid who just carries a little journal, all his little emotions all over the place, and just puts them in this box full of paper that opens and closes. But that kid may very well be knowing and learning a lot about himself that you aren't knowing or learning about yourself for yourself. Jealousy, denial, questions. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I know I fired a lot of rapid personal insights here, but I mean, this playlist is called Insights. It's things that I've learned and my reflections of them through application and study. But did you guys relate? Have you tried this? If you did it work? If it didn't, what else have you tried that did work? I would love to know. If you have any other things that you would want me to talk about in the future, please let me know in the comments below. If anybody's curious about the music in this video, I made the beats and they can be found in my beat store at samuel.earth/beats or samuel.world. If you have any questions in general, please feel free to hit me up. There are links at the bottom of the description to all my social media. Make sure to leave a like if you like it, subscribe if you haven't already. If you guys could turn on that little bell to receive a notification every time I drop a new video, that would mean the world to me. You guys can find me everywhere and I will see you then.